generation Isuzu MU-X. It's a large 7-seat SUV and it's just had a big upgrade with a bunch of new tech and styling features. I'm in the MU-X LST, which is the top of the range. It costs around $66,000, which is an $8,000 increase over the last model, but it does have those new features. It competes with cars like the Toyota Fortuner and Mitsubishi Pajero Sport. So if you think of it in those terms, it's a proper off-roader. I didn't go off-road this week with my family, but I did drive them around for 7 days for this week's family review. For a more detailed review, head to the CarsGuide website, and if you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe for more videos. The exterior has been refined with a much more sophisticated look. Remember, this is the SUV version of the D-Max Ute, so it still looks rugged, it still looks tough, but there are some curves on the corners and it just feels much more modern. Inside has had a makeover too. It's got leather accented seats that are perforated and heated. It's got a leather steering wheel and it's got this really nice top stitching in white that's a good feature throughout the interior. It's got a newly designed center console area with a fully incorporated multimedia system and the dash in front of the steering wheel. Just all looks quite streamlined and it's functional with some pretty high gloss accents. You do still feel as though the car was built for off-roading, but this new design has lifted the game considerably and you feel much better sitting in this car than the previous model. On top of the new styling, there is the multimedia system, which now has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and that connects wirelessly, and it is such a welcome addition because I remember actually taking the last MU-X away on a road trip and it didn't have CarPlay and it was very annoying. So CarPlay is most welcome. This one connects via Bluetooth, but I always find it really tricky to connect via Bluetooth. It kept dropping in and out. It wasn't ideal. Sometimes I just want to be able to plug a cord in. There are 2 cup holders in the front. You get a nice deep dish here for keys and a phone. There is a good sized center storage bin. It's not as large as you'd expect for this size car, but you get bottle holders in each door. And it's nice and spacious in the front with plenty of leg and headroom for taller people. And you're not too close between driver and front passenger either. The kids fit in here nicely as well. They're aged 7 and 9, so they had loads of space to be comfortable in. I'm 161 centimeters or 5'3", so I had lots of room between my knees and the seat in front of me. So I think taller adults and teenagers will be fine back here too. You can also fit in 3 baby seats or 3 children's seats across this row. I did it with 2 boosters and a baby capsule. You get 2 cup holders in the center armrest, a bottle holder in each door. You get a small storage spot here, plus 2 USB ports here, which is handy for long trips. You don't get any in the back row though, but you do get 2 in the front. While we didn't use the 3rd row, you can see there is ample space back here for kids. I fit in here comfortably at 161 centimeters. I mean, if I was in here on my own without somebody in the seat next to me, I'd be perfectly fine. If there was somebody sitting next to me, I probably wouldn't want to be in here for that long. You'll get 2 cup holders in the back here also. There's a small storage spot on either side, plus there's air vents in here so you don't feel claustrophobic. The boot is enormous if you have the 3rd row down, a full 1,119 litres of space. It means it's going to pretty much fit whatever you like. So you can put suitcases in there, a double pram, sporting equipment, you name it. It's really large. If you are using the 3rd row, the boot does go down to 311 litres, which means you can fit school bags or grocery bags. It's small, but that's really the case for all 7-seat SUVs. It does have a power tailgate, which is always handy. It does feel more refined than the last version. I remember it being quite bouncy, the last version. This just feels a bit better to drive. The engine has been lightly updated, so it's got a 3-litre 4-cylinder engine. It's got a good amount of power to get up hills and also to cruise along highways. You feel confident overtaking. I think the height is part of feeling confident, so it's nice and high off the road. Look, it is a little heavy on takeoff. It does feel a little bit sluggish sometimes, but that's just the nature of a large SUV. The steering wheel does turn nice and easily, and it feels lighter than the last model, so it's actually pretty easy to get into parks. There's a nice big reverse parking camera, and it's got some good parking guidelines too to help you out. The official combined fuel consumption figure is 8.3 litres per 100 Ks for the four-wheel drive version. I averaged 10.2 litres per 100 Ks over the week. There is no hybrid or electric version on offer. It is safety where the new MU-X really shines through. The previous version had no advanced safety at all, whereas this one has auto emergency braking with pedestrian and cyclist detection, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, and adaptive cruise control, plus my favourite recross traffic alert. There are 8 airbags throughout the car, so they cover driver and front passenger. It's got curtain airbags that extend all the way to the back row, and there is a centre airbag in between the driver and front passenger as well. It's also scored a maximum 5-star ANCAP rating, which none of its direct rivals can match. They've all got a safety rating based on much older, less stringent criteria. The MU-X has a 6-year, 150,000 kilometre warranty. It's also got 7 years of cap price servicing and 7 years of roadside assist. Overall, that is above average for its class. The new MU-X is a big improvement over the last model. It looks more modern, both inside and out. The safety has improved, and there's better tech for the multimedia. The engine hasn't really changed, but it does feel like more refined driving. All of this comes with a price. It's now almost $8,000 more than the last version, but it does feel worth it. I gave it a family rating of 7.8 out of 10, and my kids gave it the same. They love a third row. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or click through to our website.